ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Welcome to sports, everybody. The Bahamas Bowling Federation's Nationals rolling along at Mario's. The band on the lanes for their second block last night. David Slatter continuing to lead the way with 1,987 pins and a 199 average.
You never go in expecting the end result. You focus on one shot at a time. If I stay focused and focus on one shot at a time and execute to the best of my ability, I expect to be there on Sunday in the final. Well, it's a very prestigious event, right? It gives you bragging rights for the year. I have nothing to prove, but I wouldn't mind continuing to write history and give somebody in the future generation a target to shoot for.
The Nationals with a bit of a twist this year, and so far, so good.
So far, under this new format, it's been pretty interesting, but overall it's very, very tight, and bowlers having to make the adjustment between the short and the long pattern. And so this is the first time we introduced the long pattern and the short pattern, dual pattern in the national tournament. And so this has been a very interesting learning experience for many of the bowlers, and also with the format in which we move after every game is also new to the national tournament. So it's been going pretty good so far. Bowlers are adjusting, and we've seen some pretty good results so far.
The defending champion Doris Johnson Mystic Marlins getting in their first game last night at the 38th annual Hugh Campbell Basketball Classic. Marlins not getting off to the start their fans may have expected, coming off a big win in Game 3 of the Government School Championship against the C.I. Gibson Rattlers. The Marlins had a rough time with the C.R. Walker Knights. This one a low-scoring ball game. When the final buzzer sounded, it would be the Marlins pulling off the win, 36-28.
We came out, I think we had good energy for the most part in the game, but I'd say it's a different game, a different team, a different ball game, different tournament, definitely. So the guys just got to be ready and to play every single day. Coming off a championship, everybody's going to come at you, bring their A game, because of course they want to be the champs. So I mean that's a part of the game, but that's something that we got to expect. A lot of newer guys, they got to expect this kind of thing. The older guys, Joshua, Matt, they know what to expect. So, but like I say, hats off to the guys, hats off to both teams. It's a well-fought game. We just got to take it one game at a time, prepare carefully, prepare mentally, be ready to go.
The Gateway Eagles out of Bimini made a strong run in last year's Hugh Campbell, and they're back looking for even more success this time around. Once a sleeper, the Eagles now with a bit of a target on their backs, and they got all they could handle from the Mount Carmel Cavaliers. This one back and forth before the Eagles eventually soared to a 53-49 victory.
To God be the glory. Any victory, we give God praise. We came out a little flat today. We traveled today, so the guys are playing a little luggy. But I think we're gonna bounce back really good. Even though we won, we almost let it go in the end. But I think we're gonna bounce back and put a good performance for the rest of the tournament.
Jonquil Jones and Russian side UMMC Ekaterinburg back on the floor last night in the Women's Euro League, taking on Bourges out of France. They won 87-51. Jonquil a side-eye 14 points in 15 minutes off the bench. The Russian side continued to lead Group A with the standing of 12-1. They return to the floor again next Wednesday against Kukurova out of Turkey, who sits at the bottom of the table at 3-10. On to the college hardwood now. Kai Jones in double figures last night for the Texas Longhorns in a 70-56 home win over TCU. The Bahamian big man finishing up with 10 points, including a big putback dunk early in the first half. At 15-11, the Horns back out again on Saturday in Manhattan against the Kansas State Wildcats. Well, last night, Philip McKinsey, 8 points and 7 rebounds, but Houston Baptist continues to struggle. Just 3-21 on the season. They went down to Abilene Christian 82-68. The Huskies will look for a better result on Saturday when they travel to Sam Houston State. As for the Stephen F. Austin Lumberjacks, they're on the other side of the spectrum. They've now put a double-digit win streak together, winning 10 in a row after taking down Central Arkansas 83-68. Nathan Bain 6 points and 2 boards as the Lumberjacks ran their record to 23-3. They hit the road on Saturday for a matchup with Incarnate Word. The SEC Swimming Championships into day 3. It's an off day for South Carolina senior Aubrey Higgs. She did, however, compete in the C final of the 200 IM last night, finishing in a tie for 3rd and tied for 19th overall. Another NCAA B cut, a time of 1:58.18. 4/10 of a second better than she did in the prelims yesterday morning. She earned 5.5 points for the team. I'll be back in the pool again tomorrow for the 100 breaststroke. She also swims the 200 breaststroke on Saturday. And that will do it for sport. To check on weather, up next.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by 4th Terrace Diagnostic Center.